What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you now with some more DevPro replays. This is going to be me testing out the Synchrons deck. A lot of my subscribers have asked me to revisit it, and I've come up with kind of a new build. Luckily though, I was able to get that 3-card Quasar combo in my opening hand, which for those of you guys who don't know what it is Quick Draw Synchrons Explorer, and Level Eater. So if you get all 3 of those in your hand, you can get Quasar out actually rather easily and pretty fast. Now here I just kind of MSC to try and bait some stuff out. Unfortunately I hit a Gemini Spark, and he uses it so I can't attack because I'm worried about hitting something that can destroy Quasar, whether it be a Mirror Force or Decreasing or something of that nature. So I figure I can wait another turn. I mean, Quasar is a pretty strong obstacle, and all I can really do is make a monster and go into defense position, which is what he did with Maestro. Next I'm able to, go into a Scrap Dragon. Unfortunately though, he Forbidden Lances the Scrap Dragon, so I can't kind of really go for any real damage. I could have negated that with Quasar, but again I'm worried about running into something with Quasar that's going to kill it. I want to keep Quasar alive at all times. Next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use Scrap Dragon's effect again on the next turn. Unfortunately I hit that Swing of Memories, which doesn't really do anything. I use a Gardenous effect to kind of put his monster in attack mode, and then really start to go off at that point, bring out another big high-level monster, draw some more cards from the Tuning Wares, which is kind of a new addition for me in a Synchron deck. I didn't used to use them that much, and as I was saying, my instincts were right, and there was a Mirror Force in that back row, so it definitely would have killed my Quasar. Now, one of the things I really like about Synchrons is that they do have a lot of different options and a lot of different plays that you can make. Although Quasar is kind of the big boss monster of the deck, you can go for lots of different things and kind of have an extremely good, strong setup of a field. As you can see right here, I'm drawing quite a bit. I'm going in for a very good, opening stance play, if you will. I have Road Warrior, I have Stardust, I have Formula all out on the field. And then I see what he's playing. And the reason why I would go into Shooting Star right here is because Skyscraper allows his hero monster to gain 1,000 attack, which would be big enough to get over all of my monsters, and this way I can negate his attack if he chose to do so against one of my monsters. Now, as you can see by the hand that I have, sometimes your draws can be really inconsistent. I have 3 copies of Desynchro in my hand that are going to do nothing for me at this point, and if he was able to wipe my field out, it would be very problematic. Luckily though, I was able to use Shooting Star's effect and reveal 3 tuner monsters, which allowed me to attack 3 times with Shooting Star himself, and then of course with Road Warrior. Now, as you saw in the last duel and at the beginning of this one now, sometimes your hands in a Synchron deck can be very inconsistent. You're drawing different pieces of different combos, and it's just not working for you. He flips over his monsters, and I see that he's playing X-Sabers, which is kind of crazy, and then he goes into Nat Beast, which is kind of like a nail in the coffin for me. Which makes things even worse is that if I would have had that Tuning Ware the turn sooner, I could have made some kind of crazy play on my turn. Now I go ahead and effect Veiler, his Crane, because I figure I don't need him getting nothing else out, and really it comes down to my next draw. I need to draw something really good, and I draw another Tuning Ware, which really kind of kills off all the machine dupes I have in my hand. So I'm going to draw twice here with Formula, and it's all spells, and I just go ahead and scoop it up and tell him, good game, your Nat Beast got me, dude. I got nothing but spells in my hand. Now another problem that Synchrons can have is back row. I don't know what else to say other than that. Now my opponent's obviously playing that Utopia ZW OTK thing. He sets 1 back row, which is not normally too threatening. As long as it's nothing like a Compulse or a Torrential or something like that, I can go off and get Quasar out at this point. Unfortunately though, for me, it is a Compulse. And now I'm left with combo pieces that aren't really going to mesh together. I've got 1 monster out there on the field, and now he's able to go off like nobody's business and really pump the crap out of his Utopia. It really comes down to this draw right here for me. I draw another Machine Dupe, which is a horrible draw for me. I just go ahead and set my Junk Synchron, which gets killed right there, and then he attacks in. So really it comes down to this last draw now, which is the Reinforcement of the Army, which doesn't even matter because all the warriors I could grab would just get killed by Crane, and then he could attack over with Utopia. The point of showcasing this duel is just to show how fragile the combo can be. If your opponent disrupts it at any point, it can really leave you in a very bad position. Alright, so for this next duel, I open up pretty good actually. Anytime I can open up with Tuning Ware, and tuner monster I can get out on the field right away is definitely good. And then when you have a DC grow, I know I'm going to be able to go off pretty well. Get out Rogue Warrior, I use the effect to bring out Unknown, get rid of Warrior, bring it back, draw a bunch more times. Works out pretty good. Then I'm able to kind of go back into Formula, get some more cards, get my quick draw, bring out another card, and then go into Stardust. Which leaves me, I think, in a pretty good opening position here. I'm just going to Mystical his back row, I don't need him getting anything else. So now when he summons a Harpy, he has to destroy his field spell card. Then I go right into Shooting Star. Now the only bad thing that I do right here is that I use Shooting Star's effect probably when I didn't need to, and I do not reveal any tuner monsters whatsoever. But it doesn't stop me from going off once again, because I do have another play to bring out Quasar. The unfortunate thing is that if I didn't use Shooting Star's effect to try and have him attack multiple times, I could have just finished off my opponent right then and there. And I go ahead and negate this card with Quasar because I figure I got my opponent in a pretty good position, and I don't think there's too much more you can do, plus I had the effect Veiler in hand and everything. I'm able to go ahead and finish him off with both Quasar and Shooting Star on the field at the same time. Alright, so for those of you guys who actually haven't seen this video up on my channel, I actually put this duel already on there in its own video, but I still think it's kind of epic and kind of shows what the deck is capable of doing, especially when everything flows together nicely and you're able to get all the combo pieces. It works out really good in this duel. For those of you guys who don't know, I am able to bring out both Quasar and Star Eater in the same game. Now, I really like Synchrons quite a bit. It's one of my favorite decks. I kind of missed dueling with it as I got back into it and revisited the deck, and so I'm really thankful for my subscribers for convincing me to go back and take another crack at it now that the format has kind of shifted and a lot more decks are more playable now. You see a lot more variety out there. But the problems it has now is really basically the same problems it's always had. It has inconsistency issues. Synchrons is a very combo-based deck, so you could be drawing wrong pieces of the combo, and you could have a hand of mishmash nothing that nothing can work and go together with. But if you are able to draw that one right card, you can then go off the next turn. And so you got to kind of hold off and then hope that your opponent doesn't start setting anything that can disrupt you once you actually do start trying to go off. Which is the other bad thing about Synchrons. Once your opponent disrupts your big play, you really have nothing to fall back on. All you have is a field and possibly a handful of stuff that's not going to work or go together. All your big plays are now behind you and you have nothing else to fall back on. It is very combo based, and which is probably why it'll never go beyond like a tier 2 at best status. Now if you guys would like to see some actual duels of me playing this deck up on DevPro, let me know down in the comment section below, as well as your thoughts on Synchrons, as well as ways the deck can be improved, cards that help them, cards that hinder them, anything like that. And I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.